Assistant PD Michael Gaddy on behalf of Mr. Peterson. Mr. Peterson, can you state your name for the court?
Benjamin Donald Peterson.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we're going to be requesting that the court set a date for Mr. Peterson's exam, and we'd also like to address the issue of bond when the court's ready.
You have all discovered.
Yes, to my knowledge.
People have their witnesses available the 8th.
We'll do it, Mr.
Preliminary examination in person, July 8th, 2025. 9 a.m. before judge.
Judge Fresh Hour.
Fresh hour.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I address that?
You may.
Your Honor, our client has informed us that he has no prior convictions and he was extradited from the state of Missouri where he resides. He is willing to stay on a GPS tether and remain in the state of Michigan, or alternatively, he can leave the
So
state.
we had to extradite him?
Yes.
Hey, go ahead.
Or alternatively, he can leave the state of Michigan and not return, and he's willing to do all of his court hearings over Zoom. He does have employment.
Why would we do that if we extradited him? I mean, what? Did he waive extradition? But we had to get him here, right?
Yes, sir.
So if we had to bring him from another state, and I'll wait for your answer, why would I let him leave this state? And why would I let him basically be out of custody at this point?
Well, Your Honor, he's willing to stay in state on a GPS tether.
But he wasn't willing to come here to address these issues.
Yeah, he waived.
Go ahead, I'll let you complete your argument for the record, but.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it. We were just requesting a personal bond, or if the court was not inclined to grant this, a lower bond with a 10% option.
Okay, I don't need a response, but thank you for standing. Motion for bond reduction is denied. I think it's rather evident on the record as to why the court is denying that. So his bond is denied. The exam is set for the 8th. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Scott, who is the person on the podium. Mr. Scott, please state your name for the record.
Well, I was gonna say Scott, so.
How you doing?
All right, just glad to see my family in here, that's all.
Thank you, Judge.
Been here every time for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. I believe this is a competency review. My understanding is that we do have a report. Scott is competent, Your Honor.
Yes.
We stipulate that, Your Honor.
And the people? All right. The court, having reviewed the report, would find that the defendant is competent to stand trial. The defendant can understand the nature and objects of the proceedings against him and can rationally assist in his defense. Therefore, the defendant is found competent.
Judge, I'll be asking this might be set for a PCC, and Mr. Scott would like me to address bond as possible.
All right. Probable cause conference will be set for July 10th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge. I've had a chance to talk to Mr. Scott about the situation, and I've relayed to him how serious of a charge he is facing. Mr. Scott is still asking that I seek a personal bond for him on this case, Your Honor. Although the court does see that Mr. Scott is competent, Mr. Scott does indicate that he suffers from a variety of mental health conditions. He indicates that he would love to get this situation resolved. He would love to see this prosecutor's office potentially offer him a mental health court resolution. He says that he's not going to run from this situation. He has family support. He indicates that his mental state is in a much better place now than it was at the time of this alleged event. He indicates that he has a grandmother who is involved in his life and who will help make sure he attends any and all court dates. He indicates he will go to any outpatient or inpatient treatment that the court does require. He also has no objection to being on a tether. He indicates he's willing to just address everything that's going on in his life, Your Honor, that he will not be a problem for Your Honor should the court release him. He's asking that Your Honor consider a reduction in bond or a potential personal bond. But again, I have relayed to him how serious of a charge he's facing. But I believe that's what you want me to argue. Anything else? Mr. Scott says that he's on his medication now, and he's obviously much better when he's on his medication than he is when he's off his medication, and he will stay on his medication should the court allow him an opportunity to be released. And that the nurses in the jail have upped his medication in certain areas and had him on a shot and a pill form.
Yes.
And so his mental mind frame is in a better place, and he will do anything and everything the court asks, but he's asking for potential release.
Response.
I would ask that bond remain as currently set. I appreciate Mr. Easter's advocacy on behalf of his client. I'm struck by the language in the competency report. Mr. Scott affected a volitionally uncooperative response out during the evaluation process and attempted to feign legal knowledge, memory deficits, and symptoms of severe candidly, if you're uncooperative in the underlying competency evaluation, given his criminal history and the facts of this case, I believe that he is a danger to the community and as
Nothing further, Judge.
All right. I am going to deny the defendant's request for a bond reduction in this case. I think the bond is set appropriately. I would further indicate that Mr. Scott's been appearing before this court for quite some time on various matters. And typically I can let Mr. Scott out of custody, may come back in, but usually for minor things. Mr. Scott was in custody. I took a chance, released him. He did not make it a week before this came up. Mr. Scott was arrested. So I'm not going to take that chance again, especially since it's
You understand what he's saying to
a
you?
violent case.
Hold on, do you understand what he said to you?
So
He said that he let you out. This happened a
I
week later.
know, but he keeps saying the same.
Okay.
Saying the same thing that he's saying.
Okay. I believe Mr. Scott wants to address you directly, Your Honor, if you
go ahead, Mr. Scott.
Listen, Mr. Simpson, I know you kind of keep, going back in the past, right? But this is my life. You know what I'm saying? My grandma's here, my family's here. People are making me look bad. Even a competency hearing, they're making me look bad. I answered everything what I was supposed to answer the right way, and the prosecutor is saying I was I wasn't cooperating the correct way, and I was. It seems like I had to take 2 competency tests. And the first one, he just said what he wanted to say. I'm asking if you release me today, because I gotta go see Slay today. They said if I do get released, they're gonna follow the same recommendations you will follow if they put me on tether, if they put me in. You never put me in no classes. You never ever put me in no classes or try to do anything like that. I want my days to be filled. If I'm on tether and I have a curfew, I want my days to be filled. I be with my auntie, stuff like that. I go to classes. I go to Don Farms. I need this. I need help. I have a drug problem. I never addressed it like this. But after my sister died last year, she died. She had passed away at 23. I went crazy. I didn't understand half of the things. She had heart failure. It's my grandma. She's 70 years old, something like that. What it happen if you keep me in here and then she just something happens?
Scott,
No, listen.
Mr. Scott, no, you listen. No, you listen.
But
I'm done. I let you out. I gave you a chance. I've given you numerous chances. Saying that anybody's trying to make you look bad, I don't have to go to the past. I let you out. You don't make it 8 days. And now I have you involved in a crime that involves pointing a gun at another person. I'm done.
What do you mean?
Bond.
Listen, can you just let me
Motion for
judge?
bond reduction denied. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Judge.
But
Go
you
ahead.
ain't let me speak
Go
though.
ahead, Mr. Scott.
You ain't even let me speak.
Thank you, Judge.
Court calls the case, People versus John Terry.
Your Honor, Alexis Plumey appearing with and on behalf of Mr. Terry. Mr. Terry, could you state your full name?
John Martin Terry.
Your Honor, I do have a green sheet here. I am requesting just a 1-week adjournment. Mr. Terry did provide, or his mother provided the documentation that the people had requested in consideration for an offer. So we should be able to get the case resolved next week. And additionally, Mr. Terry would like me to address bond. I will be brief.
You'll be brief.
I will.
That'd be a change. I'll adjourn this to July 3rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Go ahead, counsel.
Your Honor, so today, Mr. Terry's mother provided proof that Mr. Terry has been participating since February of this year in medically assisted treatment through Packard Health for substance use disorder, as well as psychiatric treatment through community mental health. He would like to be released so that he can continue with that treatment. He does have a full-time job that he could go back to, and he now has reliable transportation to and from court in the form of his mother. I believe originally the warrant had been issued because he was unable to make it to his last probable cause conference date. There was also a community corrections bond violation report. He does acknowledge that he had a slip up there. It's a problem that he's working on with Packard Health, and he'd like to continue to do so out of custody. So he's asking you to consider a personal recognizance bond, Your Honor.
I'm going to deny the request for bond reduction. I don't need a response. There has been a previous violation in the past, and the defendant doesn't appear. And so I'm going to deny that request. His bond will continue. I'll set this for July 3rd, 1 week out, 2025, 9 a.m. Court does call the case, People versus Thomas Basher.
Testimony for the people. Asif Bashir for Thomas Basher. Or Bashir, Thomas Bashir. Who is approaching. And Bashir, you can say.
Thomas Bishop.
Okay. All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, I understand we reached a resolution with the people on this matter, but in order to follow the court's procedures, we're requesting the briefest possible adjournment. If it would be possible to have a 1 week adjournment on this matter.
July 3rd, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond will continue.
Oh, sorry, and
Go
also,
ahead.
yeah, sorry.
Address, Bob.
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Basher has been in, or Mr. Bashir has been in custody for 38 days. I understand the basis of Mr. Bashir's alleged current bond status, his bond is denied, is based on an alleged violation that results from a police report dated April 1st. As far as I know, right now it's June 26th. As far as I know, no charges have been authorized on the basis of that report, and it hasn't resulted in a new case. I would like the court to take that into consideration. Yeah, and Mr. Bashir has also demonstrated that he presently is not a flight risk. At the As the court may recall, on June 17th, he appeared from a hospital bed for his hearing. He had a serious injury, but he is very serious about making it to court. The basis of this case is a nonviolent felony, and I don't believe he's a danger to the
Counsel,
community.
this is the third time that I've had to hear this same bond argument.
Including that, well, I guess he appeared from the hospital bed at the last hearing, so that's a new thing, right? And I would note, I think the time between now and the fact that nothing has resulted even now from that report, I think is worth taking into consideration for his bond.
Response?
Your Honor, he did have a prior failure to appear in this case in February of this year. I would note, it appears there are at least 2 new warrant requests under review from my office. The fact that their charges have not been issued does not mean charges won't be issued, but there are cases that are under review right now from this year, from 2025. And it appears to be in the time frame for which he did not appear before the court. I would disagree with the characterization that he's not a flight risk based on his history of failing to appear, and ask to continue the bond for 1 week.
Set this out July 3rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Motion for bond reduction denied. Bond will.
This courtroom session centers on multiple defendants requesting bond reductions while the judge carefully weighs each request against public safety, criminal history, and prior court compliance. The most emotional exchange involves Ronnie Scott, who pleads for another chance, explaining that he is now taking his mental health medication, seeking treatment for substance abuse, and struggling with the grief of losing his sister. Despite his heartfelt appeal and promises to comply with strict release conditions, the judge points to Scott's repeated history of being released and quickly reoffending, most recently within a week, and firmly denies the request, emphasizing that the current case involves a violent gun-related allegation. Similar bond reduction requests from Benjamin Peterson, John Terry, and Thomas Basher are also denied after the court considers factors such as extradition, prior failures to appear, alleged bond violations, and pending investigations. Throughout the hearing, the judge consistently stresses that past conduct and community safety outweigh the defendant's request for release, reinforcing that accountability and protecting the public remain the court's highest priorities.